Correct. Just in whatever route you do, whether you live below your means, above your means, or whatever, have discipline and still remember your goals and work towards your goals. And be realistic with yourself. If living above your means keeps you in a rat race, then you have to make an adjustment.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of people, you know what I'm saying, they know what we're trained to do. We're trained to not make particular types of incomes, and then before we know it, we create children, we create families, we get married. First thing married people do is buy a house.
Uh-huh.
You know what I'm saying? We need transportation, we need furniture. So we got debt. You went to college, debt. So now you're in a rat race because every dollar you make now is going to be paying off all 4 of these debts that we collected as a family.
Correct.
You know what I'm saying? So never get caught in a rat race. And if you are in a rat race, you have to do the knowledge and the information, the due diligence in order to make it out of that particular situation. Rat race is paycheck to paycheck, so to speak. You know what I'm saying?
My cheese.
You know what I'm saying?
So look, you know what I'm saying? And that's another thing. Some of us is going to be stuck in a rat race, and some of us is not going to be stuck in a rat race, right? You got to remember, there was a particular rat maze they had, right?
Mm-hmm.
The rat didn't even find the cheese. He just jumped out the fucking box. I was like, damn. I was like, whoa. He said, I'm going to get out of this motherfucker regardless. Yo, you know what I'm saying? It's interesting. Like, there's a saying like, hey, look, observe from the shore, but don't forget to get in the water, right?
Mm-hmm.
Most of us want to escape the rat race, but we only watch other people do it. Mm-hmm. We don't know if we can actually do it ourselves. You gotta, do small things, put your toe in there and you learning something new. You know what I'm saying? Put your next leg in there when you start actually experimenting it and getting something moving. Like, you gotta learn to put your whole body in the water in order to get out there. Mm-hmm. That's why eventually your work habits will get you out there and make you stay in there, right? Mm-hmm. For myself personally, I always looked at things from an investment standpoint, but I always been raised to be a worker, right? Mm-hmm. So even in my mindset at times, I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna work to get out of this place. I'm gonna work out of this business. Then I realized, like I said, I had to cut back and realize, yo, if I'm so focused on working, I'm never gonna get out this shit. It's what's the end goal as I'm working? What's the end goal as I'm moving? Mm-hmm. It's like I said, some people are so caught up on hard working and playing defense. Remember what I said? Some people are so caught up on working and playing defense and saving to the time they can do everything. They forget if they invest, they might can escape quicker. Stop playing defense. Mm-hmm. Switch the offense. You got to switch the offense. You got to switch your mindset. If you're an employee, you want to be a boss, you want to be whatever the fuck they want, an entrepreneur, you got to learn to switch to an offensive position mm-hmm. to where you can get out there, make more money, and then get out, right? Mm-hmm. That's just like, the more debt you accumulate, are you going to be focused on, hey, I got to save and cut back? Or you'll be like, no, I got to make more money. Mm-hmm. That's one of the biggest things that's got to start flipping in your mind. Do I save or do I go on offense and start investing?
Right.
And do both. Do both. Like I said, do both to get out there.
Right. And we got to get out of this whole fear mentality. You have to develop a fuck fear mentality, especially in this world. Mm-hmm. Sometimes you just got to figure it out. Fill the walls, get out there, jump. You know what I'm saying? Like, you'll never be able to fly if you don't first fucking jump. Mm-hmm. So you have to jump. You know what I'm saying? That's part of it. In order to win, you got to lose. You know what I'm saying? That's what separates the successful versus the unsuccessful. Mm-hmm. Is both teams lose. It's how you deal with the losses.
How you deal with the losses.
You know what I'm saying? And then you have to conceptualize what is a loss. Is it really a negative thing? Because if you always win based on losing, then what the fuck is a loss? Is it negative? You know what I'm saying? It's part of the equation. You know what I'm saying? So you have to be able to take risks. That's the reward versus risk ratio. You know what I'm saying? So as a community, look at the risks we take. We take risks at the dinner table. We take risks sexually. We take risks, you know what I'm saying, violently. You know what I'm saying? But when it comes to financial risks, oh no, we safe. We want to play it safe. Maybe you was conditioned to think that way. You're taking the wrong risk while everybody else is taking the correct risk. You know what I'm saying? So that's why you never really obtain the reward that everybody else get. Right. Yeah, you at a disposition, you at a disadvantage, right? But it's not so much physically all the time. Mm-hmm. It's mentally. It's information. You know what I'm saying? So You can't tell me you too scared to make an investment, but you eating all this shit that you know is killing you. Or you gang banging, or you out here, you know what I'm saying? You doing all these different things, but you can't take a real risk that's gonna give you a real reward. You know what I'm saying? So that's what separates the rich versus the poor. It's the mentality first. So in order for you to like cultivate your existence, you have to first change your mentality. That's why I always talk about this whole like law of attraction shit and all these different kind of things. People use these mentalities in order to make it on a higher level, but you first have to change your mentality. You know what I'm saying? It goes back to stepping outside of your community. If you only know within the walls of confinement of your own community, you're only going to advance so far. You know what I'm saying?
Correct.
Prime example. Look at all these rappers. They financially look like they made it outside of the community. But if you look at it, if the only thing you've accumulated is advancements, right? Advances money.
Materialistic
You
work.
never own, you know what I'm saying, anything. You're no different from the employee that's working a 9 to 5. You just look richer and you may have access to more money, but both y'all in debt and both y'all in a different type of rat race.
Correct.
You know what I'm saying? So you got different kind of slaves. You got the house nigga, you got the field nigga. So now you just upgraded to a house nigga. You know what I'm saying? So the whole mind state and the mantra is let's escape slavery. Let's escape poverty all the way. Let's not just be comfortable at being house niggas.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Let's leave the fucking plantation altogether. So you have to get that specialized knowledge. You have to step outside of your community. So you have rappers, you know what I'm saying, like Nip, that rapped and spoke about ownership, equity, all these different kind of things. That's the shit he was rapping about.
And
that's the life that he lived. It's plenty of Master P, the biggest one. You know what I'm saying, in my opinion. You know what I'm saying? So you have to be mindful of what kind of end of the pendulum swing you want to be on. You know what I'm saying? House nigga, field nigga, whatever the case is. Lead a plantation. You know what I'm saying? Ownership is powerful, but you have to learn the game of money. You know what I'm saying? It's a game of Monopoly. What is it? Four greenhouses, one red hotel, or 4 red houses, one green hotel.
Trade, yeah.